Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here. Today we're going to try something a little bit different in the series of best tournament decks. We're going to be playing the PurplePenguin deck, which is this deck right here. And what I'm going to do is basically play an entire 1 hour tournament using the PurplePenguin deck. And then what we'll do is we'll make this video the first half of the tournament, and then my very next video will be the second half of the tournament. So guys, maybe I'll release them at the same time. Maybe I'll spread them out a few hours apart for 2 videos, but I'll see how it goes, see if you guys enjoy watching an entire tournament of me playing the same deck. Maybe we can win, hopefully that's going to be the goal, so let's go ahead and create the tournament right now here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically continue recording the entire thing, but about halfway through, we'll go ahead and we'll cut this episode off and make part 2 right afterwards, so we don't have a 1 hour plus long episode. So this deck, while I make the tournament here, tweet me your highlights, because we're going to open it up to the public right here. We don't have time to post it on Twitter, so we'll let them know who I am. And for those of you who don't know, by the way, I do make 1,000 gem tournaments every single day on Twitter during my lunch break. I can't always play in them, but either way, that's it's always a fun time, and it's a pretty stiff competition though, so be warned ahead of time. So let's go ahead and hop right into things here against Momo. Now, I imagine that the first episode of this 2-part series, is going to be dealing more with, less advanced players, some level 8s certainly, and then the next episode I'll be playing hopefully the cream of the crop, because hopefully I'll be vying for first place, if not first, then hopefully top 10 in this tournament with this deck. So it's a furnace control deck. Obviously it has miner. We're playing the log, so that should be interesting. This is my first episode that I've actually featured the log the entire video, so right off the bat here, getting a lot of damage done with this furnace and the mini P.E.K.K.A. and miner combo here. And of course the furnace is going to wipe out this minion horde. I love the furnace, guys. I know a lot of you guys, I've turned you into, a few of you guys at least, because you've reached out to me on Twitter, into converts. By the way, the log, look at how sweet that log was, if I do say so myself there. Protecting our princess, doing some extra damage, getting an extra hit or 2 in there on that left tower. So we're going to rebuild this furnace here. So the idea of this deck is hopefully you want to have the furnace on the board, so to speak, the entire match if possible. So when your first furnace kind of runs out, try to get it replaced ASAP. The idea with this whole deck is you're going to continuously keep the defender on his heels, having to worry about you bleeding away some of the damage done to one of his towers, whatever side the furnace is on. And where I had the furnace placed on this match is pretty ideal. Sometimes I can even place it 1 square. Let me just go ahead and poison these barbarians. But yeah, I'll place the furnace even 1 square closer to my king tower, especially to avoid Royale Giant. So let's zap these minions. I'll get a few shots in, but I'm not too worried at this point. Looks like we have the match pretty well underway. So as this episode and of course the next episode kind of progresses, we'll kind of go over different strategy methods, and hopefully we'll encounter a lot of different meta strategy, and we can discuss the best way to tackle these decks. Hopefully we won't lose too much, but if we do, hopefully we'll turn that into valuable learning experiences. So at this point here in this match, we have actually a lot of live viewers here, 12 people tuned into this match. That's usually what happens in the very first match of the tournament, especially when I create them. So now we get the left tower down. Let's just go like super aggressive here. I normally wouldn't advocate this, guys, putting the furnace on their side of the map, but hey, what the heck, let's be super aggressive here. He kind of fireballs my guards there, so I'm not sure what he's doing, but either way, I really like the guards also in this deck. And look at his log. I totally misfired that log there, but I wanted to hit his crown tower as well. You always have to try to, when you use the log, you really want to try to hit a tower with it as well. So try not to use the log unless you're protecting your princess, or even if you are protecting your princess, try to, I couldn't take out his king tower there, by the way. Try to use the log so you're hitting one of their towers and you're trying to get some more value. Sometimes I'll use the log, sort of like you saw in that match there. I'll use the log kind of anticipating them to use goblins or spirit goblins or something against my princess when I have my princess at the halfway point, and I'll use the log before they even counter my princess just to try to keep her alive. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but at a 2 cost of elixir, I find it pretty valuable. So now we're going against a prince and giant skeleton. This is really interesting here. It should be pretty easy to counter though right now. I don't think the giant skeleton is too strong in the current meta right now, so I don't really have any issues with going against one. It doesn't scare me. Certainly doesn't scare me as much as, like, say, a Sparky deck does. Obviously, not everybody has Sparky, but I'm just saying in general. So let's go ahead and just see what he does. I was hoping that those Fire Spirits would take down those Barbarians totally, but they don't. But I do get a few hits on that left tower. Let's keep it going here with the Princess. So I like this. The Princess just continually chipping away at that tower, and of course my Furnace doing a pretty good job defending there. And look at this, the Princess actually takes down that Skeleton Army. I'm a big fan of that. So this guy's playing a very strange deck. He has Skeleton Army. Whenever he plays a Prince, when I have the Furnace on the map, I'm definitely going to counter with my guards or whatever I have handy right at the top of the map there, kind of luring them into the center of the map. So again, these Fire Spirits almost take down that entire minion horde, but I'm going to let the next batch of Fire Spirits take down the rest of these minions here, and then we're going to keep doing the same thing basically. Right now, I don't have a very aggressive hand, so I kind of want to cycle back to the Princess. Let me go ahead and put the mini P.E.K.K.A. way back here, and then we'll get the Princess on the board and see what he does. I mean, I'm anticipating him to use Barbarians again, and then I'll use my Poison, but it looks like he's going offensive again with Goblin Barrel and Giant Skeleton. Now, the Giant Skeleton's going to be dead in a heartbeat from that mini P.E.K.K.A. Of course, my mini P.E.K.K.A. will die as well, and there he goes. But I'm going to continue doing the same thing here, guys. It's going to be Princess Log combination, and we'll get the Furnace going too. Again, the Furnace is going to provide a little bit more cover for that Princess. She gets another 2 hits in. I'll take it, and this is going to be an easy defense again with the guards against the Barbarians and the Prince at the top of the map. I'll play the mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm going to go ahead and zap here. I don't think we're scheduled to have Fire Spirits. Oh boy, that was an awful Princess. Ouch, that was bad. Let's go ahead again and do the same thing here. Guards at the top, distracting this Giant Skeleton. The Goblins take down my Furnace, but I'm not too worried at this point. Looks like I'm going to get this left tower. Let me put the mini P.E.K.K.A. down, and we'll zap these Skeletons here. He's coming at me pretty heavy right now. I'm going to go ahead and use the log, and then get this Prince back up towards the top of the map here using the guards. So one more hit by the Princess, and we will be all set. So there's the hit by the Princess, and let's go ahead and drop a Poison here, take care of all these small hit point minions and whatever else he fires off at me, and we're 2-0, guys. We're looking pretty good here with this Penguin deck. Now, I never actually gave the Purple Penguin too much credit before I started this episode out, but he's actually a really good player. He enters a lot of my tournaments, and as you can see from his profile, I flashed on the screen right when I started out this episode, but he's won a lot of cards, over 20,000, and I'm sure it's even more by the time this video goes live. He's a really good player, and he's been using this deck to win consistently a few of my tournaments at least, or at least place highly. He won the previous one, and then prior to that, he had placed very highly in a bunch of my tournaments. So he's a really good player, as obviously evidenced by his stats. Let's go ahead and log this Princess and do a little bit of damage to that right tower. Just make sure you don't place your log. If you are lucky enough to be a log owner, make sure you don't place it too far back, otherwise it won't hit that crown tower. So he's coming at me with a Royal Giant and Wizard combo, excuse me, Ice Wizard combo here. So usually when I'm facing somebody early on in the match, I won't care if they get a few hundred, damage off one of my towers, as long as I can see what's in their deck and I have decent counters to it. I'm pretty happy with that. But if I'm playing against a Royal Giant deck, I really want to be aggressive defensively, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that he's not doing a lot of damage right off the bat, because the Royal Giant decks are killer sometimes, because they just consistently do 300 to 500 damage to your tower unless you're really Johnny on the spot with the defense. So I want to make sure I keep my mini P.E.K.K.A. ready for that Royal Giant this entire match. I don't want him to do a lot of damage because it adds up really quick. I'm sure we've all been there before against a Royal Giant where you're like, wow, he already has 1,000 damage off my tower, and that's something you definitely want to try to avoid. So against this deck, we're going to make sure we're defensively minded, or defensive minded. So let's go ahead in that vein and take down this Princess as well, and we'll probably get a hit or two maybe in with this Miner. Maybe, okay, one hit, and I'll take it. So the Furnace, I'm going to make sure I place it farther enough back than I did the previous match, because I know he has Royal Giant. So if I place it right over here, this Furnace will be protected from the Royal Giant. Now he plays the Royal Giant way back there, and I'm not too scared of that. Instead, I'm just going to kind of like start dropping units way back here, because I have my one counter my mini P.E.K.K.A. I have him ready. I'm going to go ahead and poison the Crown Tower and try to take care of this Ice Wizard in the back. I'm going to go ahead and put the Miner on the Princess. We need this mini P.E.K.K.A. on this Royal Giant. Actually, we don't need it. The Princess and the guards actually were able to do a number there. So the Princess on these... Okay, this is going to be big here. 2 Princesses on the tower. He fireballs my Princess. That actually was not a bad play on his part there because 2 Princesses, that's 6 elixir, obviously. Fireball 4 elixir. It wasn't a bad value trade, and he was able to protect his tower at the same time. I'm going to take down the tower right now using the poison and the log combo. Poison log, baby. And now let's use guards again against this Royal Giant along with the mini P.E.K.K.A. Should be able to... Oh, the match is already over. I was going to say we should be able to protect this tower, guys, and I didn't even look at the time. 9 live viewers again. This guy is laughing. I'm not sure why people laugh after they lose, but either way, we're in the top 10. That's where we want to stay, guys. So let's continue here and see if we can't get a few more wins. So going against Don here, I like this starting hand. I'm going to go aggressive right off the bat here. So Miner, Mini P.E.K.K.A., and I have Zap ready. So I'm going to zap this minion horde here, and he's coming at me. Okay, so maybe that was a little bit too aggressive on my part. I'm going to take down this actually, that was fine. Take down the Hog Rider, and we'll be able to pick off those minions. They'll be distracted onto my guards. I don't think he'll even get one hit off. He does not, so that is good. Let's play the Furnace back here to be safe at first. I'll play it 1 square on top of this, or above this, I should say, if I know that he doesn't have Royal Giant. It doesn't look like he does. He has a Hog Rider, and you don't really see a lot of those with the Royal Giant decks. So I like that start. We were able to do a decent amount of damage, and now this Furnace is doing a little bit more damage. I love these Fire Spirits, man. I mean, they're awesome. The Furnace, each Fire Spirit from the Furnace, even if you're the same level of towers, obviously in tournament play you are, it's gonna do like 150 damage, or roughly. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but that's a lot of damage to do to those towers by these spirits that consistently and constantly are being like thrown your way. So let's get a Miner in here in the opposite lane and see what he does here, because one shot from this mini P.E.K.K.A. will take it down. I'm gonna zap. Oh well, okay. I didn't see the skeleton army coming there. Let's go ahead and play the Princess, and now I'm kind of SOL here in the right hand lane. Let me go ahead and log this Hog Rider off of my tower, just try to take one more hit away from him, and that was pretty bad on my part. I don't know why I put the mini P.E.K.K.A. in the left lane. That was kind of silly on my part. So let's make the Furnace here. We'll put the Furnace down once we get full elixir, and then we'll just kind of see what he does. So he's come. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and play the guards against this Musketeer. A lone Musketeer, not too scared of that. And we'll put the mini P.E.K.K.A. against this Valkyrie. Mini P.E.K.K.A. obviously very good against the Valkyrie. Let's get the Miner out, and now let's take care of this tower for sure, guys. And of course, we do. Okay, good. So far, the competition hasn't been too difficult. Oh, place that Furnace a little bit too far to the right there, Ash. Way to go. Of course, I'm saying the competition isn't too difficult as I lose my right tower. So that was definitely a foot-in-mouth scenario. Let me go ahead and eat some crow. So I have nothing targeting right now this Musketeer and the Valkyrie. The mini P.E.K.K.A. will get them down, but I'm going to sacrifice most of the mini P.E.K.K.A.'s health here. Let me go ahead and put the log down. Ooh, that was a good call on my part there. I got the log and the Miner down, and the mini P.E.K.K.A. does get one hit off of this tower. I'm going to zap. I probably didn't need to zap those minions there because I had the poison freshly placed there, so probably a waste of 2 elixir on my part. But here again with the Miner, log, and Furnace combo here, Ice Spirit combo I should say, and that's probably gonna get it done. Here it is, one shot, there it is, boom. Okay, good. So I think we're 3-0 or 4-0 right now. 3-0 I think. So let's go ahead and play again, guys. So this is a pretty good deck, right? It's like I said, it's a control deck, so you can be aggressive. You have the ability to be the aggressor and get some decent pushes going, but at the same time, you obviously have to, you really want to focus on controlling the tempo of the match. That's why it's called a control deck. So we're going to go ahead and start out with a Furnace again. He has a, starting out with an Elixir Collector. I do like to be super aggressive against Elixir Collectors with any deck that I'm playing that has a Miner in it, so I'd like to cycle to the Miner in time to get a hit or 2 or 3 or 5 against that Elixir Collector, but Miner's not even up next, so I might poison it, but I'm already getting some damage done to this right tower, and then he poisons my furnace. So poison is definitely the #1 enemy of a furnace control deck, so this looks to be a good match maybe out the gate. So let's go ahead and miner on the right tower instead and try to provide some cover for this mini P.E.K.K.A. And he's playing the trifecta deck, so it looks like he knows what he's doing. So this might be the first real challenge that we're up against here. Trifecta decks are definitely no slouches at all, and here's the trifecta right now that he has on the board. So the Hog Rider, the Valkyrie, and the Musketeer. I'm going to counter with guards here. That will take down the Hog Rider and hopefully the Valkyrie. No, okay, good. So he actually didn't get a lot of damage done to my tower, but it was well played. Actually, he did do a nice, decent amount of damage. Wow, can I talk today? A nice, decent amount of damage. A nice, decent amount of damage to that right tower. Sorry, guys. So let me go ahead and miner the right tower here, and maybe just drop a princess and try to chip away a little bit at this right tower. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the... Okay, I got the elixir collector down, and I took care of those skeletons, so I call it a win for me there. And I'm going to play another mini P.E.K.K.A. to take down this Valkyrie. I don't want to incur too much more damage on this right tower. So the log, again, coming in handy here, doing a little bit of damage and taking out his Musketeer, and at the same time doing 100 damage or so to that crown tower. I'm going to go ahead and counter with the guards here. That is going to land him 2 hits with the Hog Rider. Guards versus Hog Rider, land the Hog Rider 2 hits. So important to keep in mind there. Whereas goblins, if you time them correctly against the Hog Rider, you get them on the board fast enough, they'll only allow 1 hit on the Hog Rider to your tower. So let's go ahead and zap again these skeletons. My miner's doing a lot of damage to that right tower. I'm liking this right now. Again, I'm going to mini P.E.K.K.A. against this Valkyrie here, try to protect my right tower as well. I'm going to go ahead and log again, just keep chipping away at this right tower at this point. It's pretty even, the match so far, so I got down his right tower. I'm going to mini P.E.K.K.A. on this Hog Rider, but again, he's going to get 2 hits on my tower, take it down, and okay, I thought I lost my mini P.E.K.K.A. for a second there. I'm like, where did he go? Let's go ahead, and I was going to do a Furnace. Let's do Princess and Furnace over here. I need something to, I wanted to make sure that Musketeer was locked onto my my King Tower before I put down my Furnace. Don't want to have any unnecessary HP loss on that Furnace, so my game plan here is going to be to chip away using the miners, so I'm going to go ahead and miner this elixir collector, and then what we'll do is play a princess way back here and just see what happens. So I'm going to, again, keep continuing to zap these skeletons and take down that elixir collector, and now I'm just going to kind of play defense at this point. Hog Rider in my lane. I'm going to play a mini P.E.K.K.A. over here, and then Furnace again should be able to prevent a ton of damage to this left tower, but that was actually pretty good job on his part here. This might be a loss. This guy is pretty good with a trifecta deck. He knows what he's doing. His location is on point with everything, and this is my first day, honestly, playing this this Purple Penguin deck. So we're going to try to just be aggressive here, I guess, at this point. Definitely going for that left tower. I'm going to put the Furnace down right now. I don't know. I'm trying to think. The one thing I haven't nailed with these Furnace control decks is after you lose a tower, if you want to put the Furnace behind the tower or right where I have it right now. So I've kind of been experimenting both ways, and I haven't found my favorite. Well, I guess I have found my favorite. And when they're playing a Hog Rider or a Royale Giant, I usually use the Furnace as a protecting unit, so I do play it to the right of the tower or right in front of the King Tower. But if they don't have either the Hog Rider or the Royale Giant, then I'll play it behind. So let's go ahead and drop a poison here and just continue to try to catch up here in the tower damage game. So I'm gonna keep pressing with my miner and obviously reloading this Furnace and hopefully just, you know, getting lucky here. This is not what we want to have happen here with the Hog Rider on our left tower. It looks like I thought we were gonna lose it right there. Well played. I think we've lost this match, guys, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and just put the princess over here and we'll drop the poison. Let's try to make this our only loss of this tournament, guys. Can we do it? I don't know. But he has poison either way. There's no way I can stop him at this point with Hog Rider and poison. And Zap, I think he has whatever. I'm not going to be able to get the job done, I don't think. I'm just going to keep chipping away at this point, though. Oh, boy. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so he got me there. So let's go ahead and get right into another match, get this taste out of my mouth. So that one guy is the guy who beat me, that one guy. So now I'm in 20th place. That's not what we like to see. Let's continue our winning ways here against 13055. So, weird starting hand here with a log, zap, poison, and guards. I guess I'll play guards right over here. I don't have that many other options. Oh, well, you know what? I could play the, well, I don't know. Let's play princess and, let's play... I was going to play the log against those fire spirits, but I don't think I need to at this point. He's not going to do a heck of a lot of damage. I'm going to get this P.E.K.K.A. going against this tower with the miner backup. So this should be good. Hopefully I'll get the P.E.K.K.A. Oh, and he placed the cannon a little bit too far right there. I'm going to zap right now, get one free shot off with that P.E.K.K.A. I'll take it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and build the furnace. I'm going to go ahead and place the furnace right over here in front of my king tower, and let's see what he's got going here. We know he has bomber, cannon. What else to even start with? Fire spirits. So let's see what he has here. I really like to try to get a feel for what my opponent's playing before I get too super aggressive, but sometimes that's also the best way to find out what your opponent's playing, is see what he does to counter your pushes early on. So continuing to chip away at this left tower with a miner again. Sometimes lately when I have the furnace on the board, I'll just go miners solo. That way I can still defend afterwards. Like right now, he's playing a Royale Giant deck, so we'll play the guards and the mini P.E.K.K.A. against the Royale Giant, and he only gets about 3 shots or so in on that tower. So I played the log there, probably a total wasted log. That was bad there, but let's go ahead and build a furnace and try to reload a little bit here. So no elixir, so hope he doesn't come at me right now, but he plays a cannon there to distract the fire spirits. I'm not sure if I love that move because I can easily circumnavigate that with my miner, and let's just be patient at this point here, guys. We'll play the miner eventually on that left tower, but let's first put the princess down. Once we get a few more elixir, get closer to full here, and he's coming at me in the left. I might as well go at him with the left, and we'll set up a nice defense and see what he does here. So miner coming at me. I'm going to play the mini P.E.K.K.A. against the miner. I'm going to play guards against his bomber over here. They should be able to take that down, no problem at all. And then let's poison and miner his tower. So this is pretty good here. These minions will be dead in just a second. The cannon will be gone in just a second. Hopefully, can the P.E.K.K.A. stay alive? No, just barely there. I was hoping for the P.E.K.K.A. to come through there for me. So let's go ahead and princess down right now. We'll play miners against, guards against the miner here, and I want to get this left tower. It's taken me forever to do so. I thought I would have it by now. Let's play the miner by himself here. We'll get another log on the board, and this should be enough. Okay, so the tower is down. The log was totally wasted there, unfortunately. That's the second wasted log I've had this match. That's not what I want to see have happen, but I have the mini P.E.K.K.A. ready. Obviously, I told you guys this earlier this episode. If you know that your opponent is playing the Royale Giant, make sure you save the mini P.E.K.K.A. using this deck. Don't want to be caught without it because I don't have too many other answers in this deck. Obviously, I have the furnace to distract, and I have the... what else do I even have? I have the guards. That's about it. So make sure you're always aware of the cycle on that Royale Giant. So now it's going to come on mono, e-mono, and overtime here. I do have a lot of damage done to his king tower, but I don't know. I really, given my druthers, I really go for the right tower over the king tower. So another Royale Giant, and of course I have mini P.E.K.K.A. ready to go, so we'll go ahead and counter him. But he has the miner on my tower too, so he's going to get a lot of damage, almost 1,000 damage done to my right tower by that combo, so we don't like that too much. We have to be, oh boy, and now a pretty good fireball there. I like that fireball against my princess in overtime especially. Let's go ahead and play a miner here, and maybe combo that with poison, I guess. I'm just going to poison this cannon. Interesting placement there on the cannon. Let's counter this miner with our mini P.E.K.K.A. Unfortunately, that's going to leave me a little bit vulnerable to Royale Giant right now, but we're going to have to try to go all out at this point here on this tower. So we're going to zap, and hopefully the... I just keep missing that mini P.E.K.K.A. on that tower, unfortunately. But you can see he's trying to stay aggressive here, trying to get my miner onto the tower right now, and now I have my princess on the tower. That's what I wanted to have happen. Now I'm going to put down the poison, and this should be it with a log here, guys. The log should win us the match. Okay, so we wasted 2 logs this match, but we made up for it by getting a 3rd down there. So let's get 1 more, or maybe 2 more raids in on this episode, and then I'll cut things off, and I'll come back to you with the 2nd episode covering the end of this tournament. So good luck. Let's see what Sir Vapes-A-Lot is going to bring to me and how I will counter him. So again, starting off with the Furnace. I mean, if I have a starting hand like this, I'll just play the Furnace right off the bat. It's not a super aggressive move, but it's also a good defensive move. So whatever he comes at me with, whether it be a Hog Rider or Royale Giant, it's going to be distracted by that Furnace. And I'll, at the same time, if he does nothing to me, obviously I can use that Furnace offensively. So I don't mind opening with the Furnace right off the bat, especially since I don't have an Elixir Collector in this deck. So I'm going to poison in the right here just because I was full on Elixir, but I should have saved now that I see he has a Witch. I love to poison witches, and then all it takes is a zap to kill the Witch after the poison. So let's go ahead and play a log, push this Witch back a little bit because I want to see what he plays on top of the Witch, and it is a Baby Dragon. So I'm not too worried about this combo here, Baby Dragon Witch combo. Not too scared of it, and Witches are pretty easy to counter. It seemed like Witches were all the rage for a while there after they were buffed, but now it seems like they're super easy to counter. I don't know what happened. Maybe just people got savvy to all the, thousands of ways seemingly to counter the Witches. But let's go ahead and zap here, take care of these Spear Goblins, and I'm liking this match so far. I really have an answer for everything that he's trying to do, and my Miner continually just going ahead and chipping away again at that right tower. That's another example of me using the solo Miner in combination with the Fire Spirits, because then, as you can see just there, I got 2 Fire Spirits to hit that tower as opposed to 1, and that's basically 300 plus damage done to that tower on top of whatever the Miner's doing. So all for the cost of 3 Elixir for the Miner, and obviously the Furnace, obviously it costs 4 Elixir, but it's going to be there a while. So let's go ahead and continue with the log play here. I like to use the log. I mean, you have it, it's only 2 Elixir. Great way to chip away at these units and do a little damage at the same time. So it buys you a little time as well. So I think the log is actually a pretty useful card. I don't think it's as useless as a lot of people. I saw in the forums people complaining, and I guess that's what they do on the forums, but I saw some people saying that the log was useless, and I think I actually like the log. I think it's a good card. So the P.E.K.K.A. doing a lot of damage on that left tower. That was not even intentional. I love when that happens. So we're going to get this Princess on this right tower. That will be down. So we take down the right tower. Only 30 seconds left. At this point, guys, we can just defend, and we will be looking pretty good here. Pretty good to channel my inner Larry David. Let's go ahead and get the Miner on the left tower, and hopefully take down the left tower as well. Why not? Let's just be aggressive here. Continue to be aggressive with this deck. As I said, control the tempo, but the tempo in this match is in my favor. Oh, he has a lot coming at me over here. I'm going to poison, and it looks like good game. So GG, my friend, GG. Let's go ahead and do one more match, and then we'll split this episode off. So I'll continue. Let's see what place we're in here, by the way, guys. And I'll continue. And so 9th place, I really want to get to, obviously I want to be 1st place. That'd be awesome. But ideally top 5 would be really cool as well. So that's my goal, is obviously 1st, but top 3 or 5 would be cool too. So SP Canned KP is going to be the final match of this episode, and then we'll move on to the more challenging matches, maybe, possibly, hopefully not, in the 2nd episode. So, by the way, guys, give me your feedback on if you like this really super long, entire, huge 1-hour tournament. Well, I shouldn't say huge, but a long 1-hour tournament. Do you like it all in one video or 2 videos like this? And if I do this in the future, would you prefer to see me upload them at the same time, both episodes? Or one huge 1-hour episode, or 3 episodes, or I'm not sure. I've seen some other YouTubers upload entire 1-hour matches. To me, that seems like a really long video, but maybe that would be what you guys would prefer. So just let me know in the comments. I'll make sure I read them all this episode, really to make sure I give you guys the type of content that you want in regards to these longer format videos. So I did not like that start to this match at all. I was doing too much talking about YouTube format and not enough concentrating on this match. So as you can see, I have my Miner ready here. I'm going to go pretty aggressive, I think, on the right with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Miner Zap combo. Luckily, oh, this could be good here. I think the P.E.K.K.A. is going to get there. The Mini P.E.K.K.A., excuse me, is going to get on that tower. I'm going to get the poison down there. I was a little bit late on that poison, but let me zap. Oh, look at that zap. No big deal, but that zap was pretty timely there. And now he's coming at me in the left, but he expended a lot of Elixir trying to defend on the right. I think he must be out of Elixir at this point, and I'm just going to have to counter basically basically this Giant and the Witch. So again, the log coming in somewhat handy, but you know what? I think he's got me here, guys. I just don't have the elixir to defend at this point. I'm going to put the Mini P.E.K.K.A in the back, take out the Witch, but he's totally going to get me there. So that was actually pretty good. He had more elixir than I thought he did. I thought with the Barbarians and whatever he used to counter me in the beginning there, I thought he had me. But look at this. He's coming at me really strong, guys. I do not like this. No! Man, this guy just whooped me to end this video, guys. Hopefully we can recover. Stay tuned, and hopefully, hey, I'll probably upload tomorrow the next installment of this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.